What's up guys, Peter here from Reviews on Anything. In earlier videos we've had a look at some boxing gloves and boxing gear from Everlast, and that's the same thing we're doing in this video. More specifically, we're having a look at this C3 Evercool Professional Headgear unit, which obviously serves to protect your head, mostly during sparring sessions when it gets a bit more serious and a bit more intense, and also to protect your face a little bit, and overall adds to the safety of your sparring and boxing sessions. Now there's quite a few interesting elements worked in here, and this is actually one of the top line products of Everlast. So it's quite the interesting unit, and we're going to take a closer look now to see what is what. Alright, so here we are with the C3 Evercool Professional Headgear from Everlast. First of all, we're going to take a look at the packaging. Let's put this to the side. This is sort of a mesh pocket pouch kind of idea. They also use this for their gloves, because obviously you're going to sweat a lot in a boxing workout, so this is no exception there. And with the mesh, it's actually kind of nice that it still can breathe, still air can go in and out, so you know, you don't stuff this in a bag and it smells horrible when you forget to take it out. This is at least some way to, you know, sort of vent it a little bit. So it's a nice touch that it is actually included. Everlast also include some workouts actually in the pouch. It's a full body boxing workout taking fight sports to the next level. So you can actually, you know, if you can't make up your own workouts, you can actually use this in order to get some training done. Now, focusing here on the unit itself. We've talked about this in other videos from Everlast before. There's 3 levels of Everlast products. Level 1 is sort of the core assortment, anything from hand wraps to sort of basic gloves. Level 2 is advanced technology and materials, sort of your intermediate level, and then there's level 3, which is, according to Everlast, elite innovations for elite performance. And that's actually where this head protector fits in as well. You can imagine that once you start you know, looking into head protection when you're doing your sparring, that you're advanced enough to justify using sort of their top of the line products. Now, according to Everlast, this is a premium leather construction that provides lasting durability and functionality. So that's, you know, a good sign. There's a lot of marketing, blah blah, of course, involved with stuff like this. But it's, you know, right out of the box you can feel and tell and smell that this is a high quality product with high quality materials. Let's look around. First of all, we have lots of padding here on the front. This is your forehead. Nice leather with the Everlast logo. Then this goes around your cheekbones. Also nice and padded and also nice and stiff, so it gets, you know, the structure stays very well in place, and it also prevents, you know, that it starts flopping around. Obviously you don't want that, you want it tight on your face, which it does exactly as it's supposed to. Then we move to the sides. Same kind of mesh sort of outside and padding on the inside. You can see it's the Evercool print here, which, you know, is their term for their special ventilation technology that's in here. Because you can imagine, like I said before, you're going to be sweating a lot, especially with this sort of around your head. Your head is an area where you sweat a lot in general. So you want it, you know, you want all the ventilation you can get, and it actually does a decent job in doing so. Don't make any illusions that you'll be, you know, sweat free, or that you'll be ventilated so well that you'll sweat less. Absolutely not. It's still something on your head. There's quite a lot of material going on. So you will be sweating more with this on. But it does a pretty decent job in sort of getting rid of all that sweat, making sure it doesn't end up in your eyes. Back to the side here, you can see there's a little hole for your ear with a nice extra strap of leather here to make sure that somebody doesn't, when somebody, you know, you get a punch on the side, that your ear is not completely messed up. Your ear doesn't stick through, obviously, it sits behind this hole. It does impair your hearing slightly. It's a little bit of like a muffled way of hearing things, but you'll have no problem in sort of judging direction and so on. So it's, you know, slightly cumbersome, but not something that is unovercomable. On the top, leather cross, so it sits nice and tight on your head. Nothing, you know, too spectacular to see there. Obviously, you know, just the cross, so, you know, there's lots of room for hot air to come out. And to vent your head that way. which obviously is key. But the leather cross actually prevents it from, you know, sagging too much on your face. Then the back, also nicely padded everywhere, and it has this adjustable Velcro strap, nice and broad, as you can see, nice and thick. It opens then again here, and then it opens back there. So you can actually adjust the tightness 3 ways here. You can, you know, make it a bit tighter on the top of your head, and it folds back here. You can make this and this also slightly tighter, and then make sure it fits your head properly. There's, you know, it's not a sort of an infinite adjustable kind of thing. It doesn't fit anybody from, you know, let's say 7 to 27 years old, certainly not. But it does provide that, you know, that little bit of extra push to make it nice and tight and make sure it sits nice and snug on your head and is as comfortable as possible. Then the bottom, we have 1 Velcro, 2 Velcro, and adjustability here. You're gonna have to take it off completely in order to put it on your head. You could leave it like this and then open the back and sort of wiggle your head in. I suppose that technically works as well. I found, for me, it's just easier to open it all up and put it on, which means obviously that you're gonna have to wait with putting your boxing gloves on till after this is on. But you know, even if you would be able to put it on right away, you know, you can't adjust it with your boxing gloves on anyway, so I don't see a real problem there. This allows you for, you know, the last piece of adjustment. You can make it as tight or as loose around your chin as you find comfortable. Obviously, in general, tighter is better because then it sits and doesn't move around. You've obviously noticed the inside, which is very yellow. That is Everlast's technology for getting rid of sweat. It's called Everdry. It's supposed to sort of wick away moisture and make sure that you don't end up with you know, streams of sweat running down your face. I found that in practice it sort of kind of works, but you'll still, you know, this will be soaked after, you know, a proper boxing session. So definitely something to bear in mind, that this is, even though it's a high quality product, it is something you really have to take care of. Vent it out, put it out in the sun, kill the bacteria that way. I wouldn't go all around with, you know, washing it too much or all kinds of exciting sprays. Just make sure you vent it out properly and that you, you know, put it outside once in a while in the sun to make sure it doesn't start stinking and it doesn't get unbearable in the long run. Now, I'm not sure, you know, there's so many federations, rules and regulations and so on, so I can't guarantee that this will be allowed in an actual match kind of situation. That really depends on where you're fighting, who you're fighting, what kind of fight you're doing. But for sparring, obviously, it should be all good pretty much anywhere. And I find for sparring, this is a very good unit to have. You have good vision outside. You know, it doesn't block your vision at all, in the sense that you still can see everything coming, even out of the corners of your eye here on the sides. It does protect your head really well, both, you know, lots of straight punches on the front. Here you catch them on the forehead. And also the punches, you know, sort of to the jaw, to the cheekbones are well padded here, and as well as here on the sort of front and sides. That obviously doesn't mean that you know, it's not a helmet, so you still feel the impacts pretty well, and it's gonna hurt for sure when you get punched, you know, straight in the face or straight on the side of the head. And not to mention that, you know, this might be, you have to imagine that your chin is sitting here, so your jaw is still exposed, and if you get a hard punch on your jaw, you're still gonna go knock out. But it does provide an extra layer of safety, especially during sparring, and it does provide an extra layer of protection, which is, you know, exactly what it's supposed to do. For the quality that the product is, I think it's worth the price. As long as you take good care of it, I think this is a product you can actually have a lot of fun with over time. And I think, especially from a brand like Everlast, you know, it's a brand you can trust. All in all, good product, like it a lot. I like the design as well, actually, with the color, the two-tone color, it's kind of nice. You can probably even get matching boxing gloves if you really want to, if that's your kind of thing. So altogether, good product, quite nice, and especially from a brand like Everlast, you can't really go wrong. This is Peter from Reviews on Anything with a look at the Everlast headgear. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!